Hi, kindergartners. I hope you're having fun at home. Mrs. Geary and I really do miss you. I hope you enjoyed all the lessons this morning. Yesterday, I read to you chapters 1 and chapter 2. Today, I'm going to read to you chapter 3 and chapter 4 of Junie B. Jones is Not a Crook. You can see in the corner right now that Henry's just hanging out up there on the couch. That's his favorite spot to lay in the entire house. And he has his favorite toy with him. That's his wormy. Okay, yesterday when I read to you, we left off that Junie B. Jones was playing with her mittens and she had to give them back to her teacher. Her teacher told her she was going to hold on to them. Well, let's see what happens in chapter 3. Horses. Mrs. said I could have my mittens back at recess. I stared and I stared at that clock, even though I don't know how to tell time. I tapped my fingers on my table and I did loud breaths. Lucille tattletaled on me. Mrs. Junie B. Jones keeps tapping her fingers and making loud breaths. I cannot concentrate on my work. Mrs. came to my table. Hello, how are you today? I said. I am fine, no need to ask. I just don't have my mittens. She tapped her foot real fast. When Mrs. taps her foot, that's not a good sign. But guess what? Just then, the bell rang for recess. I went right up to Mrs. and I said, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Can I have my mittens back now? It's recess time. I zoomed to her desk and I put my mittens on my hands and I rubbed those soft things all over my cheeks. I looked at my mittens and I said, oh, it's so good to be with you again. After that, I put on my attractive winter jacket, only I really didn't need it. I skipped outside with my friends. Every day at recess, we play horsies. We each have a different name. I am Brownie, Lucille is Blackie, and Grace is Yellowy. As we walked outside, Grace said, I'm Yellowy, like always. Lucille shouted, I'm Blackie, like always. And I shouted, I'm Brownie, like always. But just then, I thought, I looked at my mittens. This is a problem. My mittens are black. I can't have the name Brownie. I need to be Blackie. I told my friends what the issue was. We all just gave frowns and said, Just then, Grace clapped her hands. Oh man, Henry's not happy. He's mad at this situation. Grace clapped her hands and said, I know, Junie B. Today, you and Lucille can trade. Today, Lucille will be Brownie, and you give me Blackie. And then your horse paws will match the color of your name. Me and Lucille looked at each other because of what kind of crazy was that? I did a huffy breath. This is so embarrassing. I can't change my name, but I need my mittens to match. We thought and we thought. Finally, we got tired and we sat in the grass and we all tapped on our chins. We thinked and we thinked and we thinked. Hey, I thought of it. I know exactly what to do, I shouted. I jumped up. Let's start again, Grace. You say your name. Say you're Yellowy. Grace looked at me. I'm Yellowy, she said. I pointed to Lucille. You're next. And she said, I'm Blackie. And then I spun around so joyful and I said, I'm Brownie. Only guess what? Yesterday my grandpa Brownie bought me black furry mittens. And so that's how come I'm 2 different colors today. And after that, we all did a high five and we figured it out and just started to play horses. We galloped, we trotted, and we snorted and we snuffled. Only too bad for me because the sun kept beating down on my horse head and I got really sweaty under my attractive winter jacket. Oh, I'm going to die of heat perspiration, I said. And that's how come I trotted over to a tree. And I took off all my things. First, I took off my attractive winter coat. And then I took off my black furry mittens. And I piled them in a very careful pile. And after that, I galloped away to find my horse friends. We played and we played. Pretty soon, Mrs. blew her whistle. That means ends of recess. We all shouted, coming! And then I hurried up back to the tree to get my stuff. Only guess what? I saw something very terrible there. It's called, Somebody Stole My Mittens! Chapter 4. No Teddy Backpack. I runted all over the playground. 911! 911! Somebody them. Somebody stole my mittens. Mrs. came over very quick. Somebody stole them! Help! Help! 911! Mrs. bent down next to me and she said, whoa, Junie, who stole what? A stealer. A stealer stole my mittens. What kind of school is this? I didn't know that there were crooks in this school. Mrs. said to calm my voice. I can't calm my voice. I am heartsick, I said. Heartsick is another grown-up word for when your heart is sick. I looked at the ground real sad. Now all I have is my attractive jacket. Mrs. picked it up and she held in my hand, and me and her started to walk. You and I are going to the office, Junie B. No, Mrs., I'm not allowed to go there. Mother said if I ever get into the office, I'll be grounded. Grounded is when I have to stay in my own room. Mrs. smiled. Oh, I'm not taking you to the principal's office to punish you, Junie B. I'm taking you to find your mittens. Principal? Principal stole my mittens? Mrs. laughed. No, Junie B. They didn't steal your mittens. The office is where the lost and found is located. After that, she took my hand again, and we hurried up to the office. There's a very grouchy lady in the office. I'm not very fond of her. Junie B needs to look through the lost and found, Mrs. told her. Please send her back to class when she is finished. And then Mrs. went back to our classroom, and I was left up there all by myself. The typing lady looked over the counter. I did a gulp. It wasn't bad today. Just somebody stole my mittens, and that's why I'm up here, I said to her. Sweat started to come on my head. Whew, it's getting kind of warm in here, isn't it? I said to the typing, grouching lady. Just then I heard the door open. It was Principal! He was coming out of his office. I jumped up and down. Me and him are very good friends. Principal, look, it's me, Junie B. Jones. My mittens got stolen on the playground, so Mrs. brought me here to get them. So just hand them over and I'll be on my way. No questions asked. Principal looked funny at me. And then he went to the closet and pulled out a big box. This is the lost and found, Junie B. Anytime that someone finds something that's been lost, they bring it here, and we put it in this box. How come? How come they bring it here instead of taking it home? Because one time I found a nickel on the street, and Daddy said I could keep it because finders keepers. The principal laughed. Well, finding a nickel on the street is a little different, Junie B. For one thing, it would almost be impossible to discover who the owner of the nickel really was. And for another thing, losing a nickel isn't really a big deal. But when someone loses something personal, like mittens, it's a very big deal. So if someone finds the mittens, they could bring them to the lost and found so the owner could get them back. He smiled. Oh, that just makes everyone happy, including me, I said. Just then, he pointed to a piece of paper tapped on the box. See this? This is a poem the third graders wrote about the lost and found. It says, if you find stuff, bring it in. All day long, you'll wear a grin. I did a frown. Only here's the problem. I didn't lose my mittens. They got stolen on purpose, and now no one will bring them, and I won't wear a grin. Principal raised his eyebrows. Well, you know, Junie B., why don't you look in there and see? He opened the box for me. And that's when my eyes got big and wide. Because it was filled with the most wonderfulest thing I've ever seen. There were sweaters and sweatshirts and baseball hats and gloves and balls and lunchboxes, water bottles, scarves, and a watch with a Mickey Mouse. But then I saw it, a backpack that looked like a teddy bear. Oh, I've always wanted one of these, I hollered. I put it on my back and I skipped around the office. Ooh, look at me, I said. How does it look back there, I said. Principal ran right after me. He took the teddy bear off my back and put it in the box. We're looking for your mittens, remember? Just then I felt upset again because I almost forgot about those furry guys. Oh yeah, my mittens. I looked through the box some more. not here. My mittens are gone forever and ever and ever, I think. I did a sad sigh. But then I picked up the teddy bear backpack. Maybe I'll take this instead, because this teddy backpack will ease the pain. Principal quickly said no. How come? I asked him. The owner probably doesn't even want it anymore. Her mother probably already even bought her a new teddy bear backpack, so this one's just gonna go to waste. Principal stood me up and turned to the door. That meant I needed to leave. Come back tomorrow and look for your mittens again, he said. I talked. Only I just remember something. I used to have a teddy bear backpack that looked just like that one, only then I lost it probably, and so I'd better take that one home with me or else my mother might be mad. He knew I was lying. Principal walked me to the door and he faced me down the hall. Goodbye, Junie B. I hanged in my head real disappointment. Want to know why? I didn't have a teddy bear backpack or my mittens. Wow. We'll have to read chapter 5 next time. All right, friends. I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy doing all your classwork. Bye.